this is a 1-bedroom with 2 full bathrooms, sofa bed, sleeps 6, comes with a refrigerator, stove, complete kitchen. We even welcome you with beer and drinks as a courtesy.
Beer?
Wow.
Oh, that's
cold.
exciting.
That's important in Mexico.
We're gonna raid all the fridges in this hotel.
So how many people will be able to sleep here?
This one will handle 6.
Okay. Okay. It's a huge bedroom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you have 2 beds plus there's a lot of space in between them?
Yes, and if if it's a big family situation, then sometimes they even squeeze other children in or whatever. We're flexible. We have a pretty simple motto, and that is, if the guest is happy, we're happy.
Yes.
So we're here for them when we try to accommodate them to the greatest extent possible.
I'm noticing something because we like to build these. And you know what I like, what you guys didn't do? Is put the outlet inside the box.
Yes.
Or did they do that and then you had to move it?
No.
You're on it, weren't you?
No.
This happens to us all the time. And then the second thing is, and we'll go back to it in the main room, is I'm seeing some incredible art on these walls. And that's not just IKEA art.
No, we commissioned that particular one from a lady in Guadalajara, and she provided us with a number of the specimens, and we wanted to have something that coordinated with the color scheme. In this particular room, it's purple, so our commission to her was in the purple theme, and other units may be more orange or red or what have you. And we wanted art that was large, that made an impact that someone could appreciate instead of having little.
Yes.
So we went from staying in a museum to now staying in an art gallery.
Yeah.
With
Not
a-
bad.
There are 2 bathrooms
Okay, so
because
that
it can
makes it-
sleep 6
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah.
So
And then sofa bed.
the sofa bed, and people like to doll themselves up and
Yeah, yeah.
whatever else. You know,
You
It's
could
like
never
an
have enough
apartment.
bathrooms,
this
right?
is an apartment. In fact, we've had on occasion people that have stayed here for
Yes.
a longer period of
And
time.
like a nice size kitchen, big table, and 2 bathrooms for 1-bedroom apartment. That's pretty good.
What is the nightly rate right now for a place like this?
This will rent about 1,400 pesos a night, $70 US, something like that.
Yeah.
And the high season.
Well, there's a couple times during the year, Day of the Dead. Then we have the largest art festival in Latin America here in October. So that's sort of high season. That goes through October. Actually, virtually high season, October 10th to January the 6th, when the children go back to school. So then it tends to drop off. And then there's Holy Week. Semana Santa is a very large event in Mexico, and that tends to not just be the week, but the week before and the week after. So that's sort of a 3-week time frame. And then there's sort of a mid-season that happens in Mexico or in central Mexico, because it's the temperature here is very normalized. It's neither hot nor cold. We don't have air conditioning, nor do we have heating. So people from the hot coast like Mazatlan, Manzanillo, Cancun, they come to central Mexico for vacation with their children, and they do a tour around Mexico. So that's a pretty significant part of our business. In the summer months, we'd call that a mid-level season.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the lowest price was 1,400 pesos? And
Yes,
then the highest price would be?
let's say it would go to 1,700. So the spread actually isn't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can also depend on how many people show up, because you have more wear
Yeah,
and tear.
and you have a lot of Mexicans and a lot of also foreigners, or mostly
Yes.
Mexicans?
A large number of Mexicans, but we greet people all from Europe in most countries, Asia, Malaysia. We've hosted events here from like a World Schooling Organization, medical conferences. We'll set up a tent, so in those cases they take the whole building.
Right.
So the capacity then is like 32 people.
And they have it all to themselves.
And they have it all to themselves. And we'll handle the catering for them if they want. As you mentioned, Susan is a professional caterer.
That's
Awesome,
right.
awesome cook.
Cool.
Awesome chef.
Chef.
Now, if someone wanted to come here and spend a couple months, like they can get a longer term
They
monthly
can.
rate? Okay.
Yes.
And then just inquire with them. And
Yes.
then you send them a proposal
Susan is the boss.
on that one. Yeah, even as Jillian and I are kind of like building our business in Bucerias, we get tired of being in the heat. in the summer. So this year we actually went to Europe, but like in future years, you know, part of this exploration of moving to Mexi.go is like where are some of the places we would like to spend more time in Mexico in the summer. And again, just like the other Mexican families from Mazatlan and down the coast, you want to just escape the heat for a few weeks. And
I think Mexican families also come here a lot because, like, I mean, at least when I grew up, it's like a very historical place.
yeah,
So literally your mom and dad will be like, let's do this trip to this particular area in Mexico, which is not a beach. And it's because there's so much history around and you literally just saw it at school. So it's so cool to see it in person. So a lot of kids come here, a lot of families, and that's kind of like a Mexican family thing to do, I would say.
Okay, come on in. This is your place, Danny.
Órale.
Joel.
So big.
It's a
Main
2-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, both ensuite. There's a living room area, lots of room for eating, a full kitchen, and once again, complimentary beers and refreshments.
Well,
So
should
look
we
at-
partake?
So let's take a look at this kitchen with like a great view.
Yeah.
Like I like that they added that window there because why do you want the wall there?
yeah. Well, it's just living in a kind of natural light, right?
Like you're literally having your coffee right here and making it, I mean, or you know, doing this,
Mhm.
and you have a Guanajuato view.
It's awesome.
Yeah, very spacious.
Daniela, you brought up that you mentioned the word windows. One of our experiences is that as the middle class grows, either as Mexicans or Northerners or Europeans, there's an increased sensitivity towards sound. And so the windows we have here, they're German windows.
Okay.
And when you close those windows, you're not getting any sound from the outside. It's peace and quiet. So it's a very tranquil sleep here. And also, as I mentioned, there's no air conditioning, no heating. We do have fans, but in central Mexico, you can go to sleep virtually all year round. And you're not sweating,
Yeah.
or you're not chilled, or you're not cold. There's just this neutral, I call it a non-temperature. You don't even realize it. But it's wonderful in the morning. You know, yes, we do have a little bit of a winter, but that lasts about 5 weeks.
Yeah. Nice, spacious.
Yeah.
And a little desk area for doing a little bit of work.
Your own bathroom?
Bedrooms are so big.
Yeah.
Like this one is actually has 2 beds.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's the other thing about just the Mexican culture too, is like when you're coming with family and extended family, like everyone just, they share the whole space.
Yeah.
So you have the kids in one room, like everyone just,
And they always figure it out.
They
That's
figure
what
it out.
amazes me. They have no idea what they're coming to, but maybe there's 24 of them because it's a wedding
Yeah.
or something. And they come in, and there's always someone who is very tranquilly in charge. And usually it's a grandmother. And there's a little bit of bloop, 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 bloop. And everyone's settled. And Poncho sleeps here, and Pepe's there, and Abuelo and Abuelita are over there. And,
What a
and
nice
it all
family.
gets settled. And it's all settled. And no, there's no argument. That I want this or I want that. It's just, it's so natural. It's really
I
nice.
think the only argument when traveling with Mexican families will be where we're gonna eat.
Yeah.
That will be, or when.
That probably goes with all
To everyone.
families, right?
I love that picture.
Yeah, the giraffe is very playful there.
Nice.
Orale!
Look at
Orale!
that view. Wow.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah, that's a,
And you also have 2 beds, big bedroom, and then a big bathroom.
you know, you wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
open the windows, let the cool breeze in, have your coffee in bed. Jillian, you would love this room.
Yeah.
My wife would look, because I bring her coffee to bed every morning.
Oh.
She has her coffee in bed pretty well 99% of the time.
Don't tell Susan.
But this would be her dream.
The other
Yeah.
thing is, we went all out on the beds. Like, this is not a sort of a mediocre, barely hotel level bed. I've never had anyone here say, oh, I woke up with a backache or something. No, everyone says, dormiste bien.
Awesome.
Do you guys hear?
I hear the sound of silence.
Yeah, it's because of those windows. So let's open one and see
Yeah.
what changes things.
And there's the
I heard
street
a dog.
noise.
I heard
Yeah.
a chicken.
The sounds of Mexico.
And then you close it
Nice weather.
and hear a motorcycle, of course. and then you hear nothing.
That's right. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Proven.
Nice German windows.
Yeah.
You right?
So you have like a premium casita that's at the top of the property?
It's at the top of the property. It's the one with a little private terrace. It's a smaller unit. It's not a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but it's got the best view.
Suite.
Most privacy.
Okay.
Let's go
Let's
check
go
it
see.
Paul,
Yeah.
you're in the casita.
I'm already here.
How'd you do that? That's magic.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
But no concrete roof.
no concrete roof. I decided to go with a modern system. This system's out of Italy.
Yeah.
It's made here, 50 kilometers away, and it's an insulated panel. It's a modern system, so it's very quick. So in one day you have the roof, you have waterproofing. It's all done in one day.
So this one is also a king bed and a
King
pull-out couch.
and a king sofa bed. That's correct.
Okay.
Still with eating area, kitchen area, a nice washroom, and this is the only unit that's air conditioned.
And I see in all your kitchens you have some like pantry, like how do you say, food stock?
Alimentos, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's included in the rent?
it is.
That's so nice. Because usually you just get like the basics, right? Salt, pepper, and oil.
Yes.
Now you have even frijoles. You know?
I know you're gonna think this is crazy, but I even give you sharp knives because I'm a woodworker. A woodworker knows how to sharpen knives.
Cool. It's a big kitchen.
That's awesome.
And then you have the seating area outside.
Yeah, let's go check out the seating area.
Well, so this is a nice spot to relax. The sun comes up over there in the east, just over those mountains. So it's a great place to have a cup of coffee in the morning and just enjoy the vegetation and the view. And this is a really nice spot because Guanajuato is a very urban center, very densely populated. But from this vantage point, as you turn around there, there's La Bufa, the mountain, and you get a combination of the urban view and the mountainside.
Yes.
So it's a lovely spot.
So at the end of the day, how many units you have here for rent?
We have 5 for rent, and then we live on the site as well.
Okay.
And we have a 6th one, or another one, but that's turned into my other workshop.
And you said 32 people total that can actually rent the whole property?
Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, orale. It's been great. Thanks again for welcoming us into your hotel, which is really your home. And
It's a pleasure.
It's amazing to see other Canadians making their life here in Mexico, which I think it's a very positive thing. And we asked this question on one of our videos, like what Mexicans think of Canadians, Americans, other foreigners moving to Mexico, and generally the sentiment is positive. There's a percentage that maybe aren't too excited about it, but generally speaking, everyone sees it as a good thing. What is the sentiment here?
I think it's a little mixed.
Yeah.
One has to be very careful when you come here to not be an intruder.
Right.
You have to try to fit in. You have to know your neighbors. You have to hire your neighbors. Like we have a lady who sews.
Yeah.
'Cause there's always something to sew, right? Well, she lives just over there. We support the lady and the gentleman over there in the store. There's a used clothing lady. We hand her some of our old clothing. So you have to become part of the community. You can't just be sort of a non-existent gringo.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good
Good
point.
point. Yeah.
Well, on that note, this was a fabulous tour. I'm looking forward to spending the night here, and Julie and I will definitely be coming back. We'll have to figure out how we're going to make that trip before the end of the year.
What was your favorite part of the hotel, Joel?
I almost forgot about the favorite part. I have to say the garden.
The garden.
And not just any one particular spot, just in the entire part of the garden. I just kind of imagine spending time here a lot more outside as opposed to inside the unit.
Yeah.
But obviously a good bed is important, so I kind of felt my mattress earlier, and so I'm looking forward to a nice sleep tonight.
Yes.
Because there's nothing worse than a crappy mattress and bad bedding, right? And you have a great mattress, great bedding. And,
How about you, Danielle?
Yeah.
I think also like sitting in the garden with this view, like
the
enjoying the garden area around you, but then you have this awesome view too.
Right.
Like what else do you need, right?
You,
Yeah.
Paul?
What about you?
Well, you guys took mine, so I'm gonna say the beer's in the fridge, right?
Or the wood shop.
Or the wood shop. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
nice.
and the other thing I would say is having Andres here,
Yeah.
and he's just such a cool guy with lots of cool information, and and it's just great stories. So, it's part of the package, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm sure he talks to guests and he's so nice.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm sure people enjoy being here with you.
Thank you very much. It's unfortunate Susan's not here because I think she's an even better representation of the property than I am. But
You did great.
thank you.
And thank you
What's
for
your
having us.
favorite part?
What's my favorite? Oh, come on, that's an easy one. That's the wood shop
There you
and
go.
the wood collection.
Very
It's
good.
my life. I
What
started.
about Susan's favorite part, you think?
I think the garden. The garden and the chickens. The chickens are really her project. That's her dream as a child. She wanted to have chickens, and then finally we got a property,
Yes.
and she loves them. She takes them to the vet, and she holds them, and
Oh, cool.
she manages them beautifully.
Well, hopefully we meet her another time.
That's right. All right. What do you guys think?
Well, that's a wrap. This is the absolute last video we're doing of the trip. I think.
I think
'Cause
so.
I think we're at our energy. It's like you have so much
Yeah.
energy. Like, I don't think we've ever shot this many videos before.
No.
In this little amount of time.
No. Oh, and you guys saw Daniela does not like any kind of
But
critters
I'm
flying around her.
calming, stressing here.
Distressing.
But we're gonna go out for dinner. You've made some reservations. We'll maybe get some B-roll of that. We're gonna do a follow-up video on this entire trip. We'll share some things, like all the behind the scenes things we did
Yeah.
in 4 days, which you could probably do in 4 weeks. And on that note, everybody,
Sí.
I'm cutting the video to the end.
Okay.
Nos vemos. Hasta luego, and
Adiós desde Guanajuato.